Yo, welcome back everyone, Toy Shiz here. We are back yet again for another McFarlane Toys news update. Now it's not DC Multiverse today. We're heading into the realm of superpowers. And I gotta say, overall, I'm really happy with this line. The line kind of started off rocky. I think they've found their footing. I think that they have really gone back to what makes superpowers fun. I know a lot of people out there, they always say, man, oh man, I wish they had some sort of squeeze the legs and the arms. I get it. And yes, that would be for an ideal situation always. But in, well, now 2025, it's just not feasible. And at $10, really not complaining. This is probably the best overall, we'll say, old school DC Comics line on the market. Multiverse delves into that every once in a while, but Superpowers at its core has that old school retro flair. No matter if they're doing old school characters or new school characters, suits, that kind of thing. Overall, the Superpowers line with all the vehicles, it's just a lot of fun. Before we get started today, as always, I will put affiliate pre-order links down in the description below. Places like Amazon, Entertainment Earth, GameStop, wherever you like to shop, pick your poison. I will have the links down below. And also, for those of you, I've had a few people reach out on Instagram. This pack is back up on Amazon. So if you missed it the first go around, it's slated to ship around, we'll say, the first week of February. So if you need it, I'll put the link down in the description below, because with these new reveals, you're definitely going to need it, because the first one today is Garrick Flash. And I got to say, that is very cool. And they seemingly put all the details on it. That's always nice when McFarlane does that. So from the lightning bolt on the chest to his, what do you call, Hermes visor, helmets, you have all the little lightning bolts. You even have the little tafts on his boots, right? The wings. That's cool. You have the belts, the blues to the reds. Overall, that's a pretty solid Garrick Flash. Even when you look at the head portrait, and that's the simplicity of Superpowers. That's where I can look at this and go, yeah, that's just old school DC Comics. I really like that. So from front to back, for what I think about with Garrick and that old school retroness, especially when you see that classic Superpowers card back, that is cool. Again, for $10, you can't beat it. Now, I would love if they would put in accessories from time to time, but when it makes sense. For Garrick, there's really not much. You could have him catching like a spray of bullets, but how are you gonna, it's just dumb. I know people could say, well, what about like a speed effect, something like that. When you have that simplistic articulation and what these are really meant for, they look good just kind of standing there being simplistic. Or if they come with a vehicle like Batman or Superman's weird punchy machine, yeah, that definitely works as well. So you can see the back of the card. You can pause it here if you want to read up on Jason Garrick Flash, the original Flash. And here are all the characters released thus far. More on that in just a few, because yeah, we got some more to talk about with that. Moving on, we have Ray Palmer. I almost want to say Arnold Palmer. Ray Palmer, the Atom. That's a great addition to the Superpowers lineup. The Atom is just very simplistic. A lot of the times with Superpowers, because back in the day, really didn't collect them at all. I had certain ones here and there, like Robin and Superman, but never got into them. And even to this day, I only have a few. I'm enjoying this new collection. It's just a lot of fun for me. So to have Ray Palmer, which Justice League Unlimited, Justice League, when Mattel did all those figures, man, oh man, I still have those. I love those figures. But it's nice to have, again, these retro type DC characters that are still coming out in 2025, which is wild. Zooming in, we have a very simplistic head. You got the very simplistic eyes. The Atom symbol is on his forehead. The blues, the reds, everything is there. Here he is all packaged up, ready to go. Again, a lot of times when they say, oh, you know, maybe an accessory or two, with the Atom, always, what do you get? Always just a tiny little Atom figure. Now, with the DC Multiverse one, we got a medium-sized Atom figures, like a midget Atom. Didn't really work in terms of size. But back in the day, to bring up Justice League Unlimited again, when they would have the Atom, they'd have a little packaged little guy, like a teeny tiny little guy, and that totally worked. So that could have been something to throw in there for sure. But then again, it's always the same thing. But yes, if you want to read up on Ray Palmer, the science liaison to Shade, you can pause it right here as we move on, because this is another great character. This is Robin. Now, when I first saw this, I go, now we're talking, because that's the Robin that I had with the karate chop action, right? You squeeze the legs, karate chop, lost the cape, never, actually I take it back, didn't lose the cape. When I got the figure, never had the cape. In all those years, I still have the figure. I'll have to pull them out. But yeah, that's really cool to have the solid yellow cape. And this is not Dick Grayson. You can say it's Dick Grayson if you want, but this is Jason Todd Robin. And again, I like that they're adding Jason Todd to the list. That's a lot of fun because he has that old school Robin costume. He has the pixie boots. He's got the bare legs, the yellow cape, the black mask. But this is less of that Dick Grayson, more of that Jason Todd type look. So when they said that, I'm like, oh, this is Jason Todd. I go, yeah, that totally makes sense. Dick Grayson, more of a happy-go-lucky. Jason Todd, always more of a serious face. Yeah, it just looks great. Next to that old school artwork on the card, Robin, the Boy Wonder. I'm stoked. That would have been the perfect figure, right? You squeeze the legs, karate chop action. If you want to pause it now, you can read up on old Jason Todd, the second Robin. They could have given him a crowbar, right? When are we going to get a Joker figure, by the way? Where is Joker at in this Superpowers line? He is way, way overdue. Before we conclude with the final figure, I just want to remind everyone that January 2025's Club Toy Shiz giveaway will be a Page Punchers Superman 78 figure. How do you win? Well, you can head over to my Instagram, which it's 99 cents a month. It's an added membership if you'd like to join. There's some multiple bonus perks if you're into that kind of thing. We also have a cool chat where we all hang out and talk about what we found during the week. And then also here on YouTube, you can join for $1.99 a month and you will be entered into the drawing as well. So if anyone's interested, I would love to have you. And if not a worry at all. It's still going to be business as usual here at Toy Shiz, but it's just some added perks. Plus you get enrolled in a monthly drawing for the year of 2025. So I'd love to have you around, old Club Toy Shiz. And with that being said, the final figure will be Lobo. A lot of Lobo talk going around recently. Apparently, Jason Momoa will be Lobo, is hinted at, and then they go, oh yeah, James Gunn, fine, he's going to be Lobo. Hopefully nothing changes. We all know until it's on screen, you never know these days. But I think that Jason Momoa would make a great Lobo, so I'm excited to see what they do with that. This figure is no different. Again, Lobo makes for a very cool action figure. Although I will say, this is one of those characters that it's weird to see without his motorcycle. Perhaps they might do that in Superpowers. That would be wild. Some kind of space hog with missile firing. And oh man, you could really go to town with that. How is that going to work with the legs? Who knows? But at the same time, it's still pretty cool. Maybe you can just sit him inside a compartment, like a Batmobile, that kind of thing. And this would have been a perfect opportunity to include a chain, something like that. That would have been well appreciated. The paint looks good. The face looks good. I like the hairdo on this guy. You got the tattered jackets, and then you have the stars on the boots. This one is a highlight for me next to Robin for this entire new wave of McFarlane Toys Superpowers. So across the board, yes, I'll say all day, and I totally agree with you. Would love to have added accessories, but for a bigger type figure, as you can clearly see with the blister card bubble, he will be taller than most of your superpower characters, as he should be. So I'm excited to get Lobo. And you can see the back side of the card, which you can read up on Lobo, the crude, rude dude. And if you look closely at the back card, you will see figures number 49 and 50. Now, I don't have actual photos of these, but I will tell you that these will be part of, if you buy a case of the new Superpowers, or you can go to GameStop, possibly Walmart. They did that recently with this previous wave that just hit store shelves, and you will find these two quote-unquote bonus figures, of which these were revealed at New York. You have an en masse Bruce Wayne Batman. So it's the blue and gray Batman, but he has the Bruce Wayne head portrait. And then you have the Return of Superman Solar Suit Superman, which I think really looks great as well. I'm actually stoked on these two. We'll definitely be picking these up. They are fairly easy to find at GameStop. I think people are actively after superpowers, but they're never that hard to find, at least now at this point. So in totality, you got 6 figures to grab. Grab a case, get them all in one go, piecemeal them, whatever you'd like to do. I'm looking forward to some new McFarlane Toys era superpowers. So I'll be grabbing all of these, a case, yada yada. For those of you interested, again, I'll put links down in the description below. You have heard my thoughts, and now I'm curious to know yours. Comment below, let me know. Let's talk everything superpowers. Which characters would you like to see them do next, get the superpowers treatment? Would you like to see, and I know a lot of people have been saying, man, I wish they would do like the Apocalypse Darkseid Castle or something like that. I would totally be on board with that. I'm having fun with superpowers. I like that they come out every once in a while. I'm still looking forward to my crowdfund project that hopefully will be shipping soon. So we'll see what happens with superpowers in 2025. And until the next one, I will talk to you guys soon. Adios.